What's that?
Photography convention?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Do you do photography?
I do photography, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of photography?
Mainly stills.
That's cool.
Yeah. Went to the convention the other day, checked it out. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
We are here for the rally, the Bernie rally.
Bernie rally?
Yeah, there's a Bernie rally today.
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You like Bernie?
I know him. I don't like him. I don't dislike him.
Mm-hmm.
I just surprised that he's having a rally right now.
Yeah, he's doing it's time to get up off our asses and get back to work rally to try to get people to,
Wow.
to try to get people to ensure that, yeah, he's like, he's got smoke for everybody right now. He's got smoke for the Democrats. He's got smoke for the Republicans. He's saying, like, we got to do more for the citizens, for the American citizens. And I feel like the administration doing some scary stuff in general with the administrative state, and this guy's talking about abolishing the Department of Education today.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's more of a critique on that. And how to move forward, try to figure out a way to get out of the bind that we're in.
Well, like when it comes to the Department of Education, what are they doing for us? Because I know the education, they're not helping the kids. What is it doing?
What is the Department of Education doing?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that it does, specifically for like disabled students, like setting.
Cool. You need all that.
There's a lot of funding that it. There's a lot of funding on the program such as that one. There is some kind of regulatory mechanism that it maintains over schools, so people aren't just like teaching random crazy shit. You know what I mean, in schools, stuff like that. Big part of it is also student loans, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Trump is definitely keeping that part. He's not abolishing student loan debt, it seems.
Well, I don't think he's going to get rid of helping kids get, special needs kids and stuff, too.
We'll see. He already cut a bunch of... they just passed a continued resolution that gave Trump the power to cut a bunch of these programs, like mental health programs that help people struggling with, like, mental health and things like that. So
some of the challenges I see right now in all of it is that this last administration went through, and I mean, how much money is being spent on stupid stuff. But a lot of the stupid stuff, like a trans Sesame Street in Iraq. Why are we spending money on that?
Yeah, you're talking about the USAID stuff. Huh?
Yeah, but that's the thing is, if you're spending that kind of money, but the kids our school we test at the bottom of the barrel. How do we get that better? When you're spending that much money on it, and the United States kids are just dumb as a box of rocks compared to the majority of the other countries, and we spend more money than anybody. What's wrong with it? That's the question. How do we fix it?
No, I agree. I think our education system is absolutely awful. The thing is, like, Trump always talks about Norway. He talks about, like, China. He's like, these guys have so much better education than we do, right? And he's always talking about that. And it's like, those countries don't have private education. We do. They have a very different approach. They understand that the next generation must be properly educated so that we can have a competitive labor force. And I feel like we're moving in the opposite direction. If we want to fix education, I think the real solution is to make sure that we have a proper regulatory mechanism and no room for private schools or charter schools and things like that, and to bring up the public structure to resemble some of these other countries that have significantly better outcomes.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like a dream in America, but...
Well, the other thing that you see right now is with those countries you're talking about, like China and like Asians and stuff like that. It's not just the schools; it's the family unit is also that way. It's a big deal to be, educated and smart and take care of and the parents are on top of the kids to make sure that they study, and it's just normal for them. To where here in the U.S. it's just like, we can go skateboarding today. Bye, Mom. Is your homework done? Oh, I'll do it later.
I mean,
so part of it's the family unit too.
Sure, but you can't control. You can't like enforce culture, right? If that's the problem, like the best you can do is still try to bring up the at the government level, at least, like try to bring up the quality of education to the best of your ability, and make it so that people actually enjoy going to school. Like one of the big problems in America is school classroom sizes. Schools are so underfunded. They got 40 students to a classroom. Teachers can't deal with 40 students. It's crazy. It's disastrous. And when the product is bad, then the teachers are already overworked. They're not getting paid enough, and on top of that, they have to take care of 40 kids. Nobody wants to go to school. Nobody wants to pay attention, and then it reflects in the results.
We're also more prone to pay a guy playing football or baseball millions of dollars. And
that too, yeah.
Crap about the people shaping our children. I mean, like my grandson, we have custody of him. He's here in the North District. When he first got there, he went and met, the teacher meetings and stuff. His math teacher, 122 kids for one woman.
That's
she has 3 classes, and she goes, well, at least he's in my class. And we're like, well, does he goes, no, I'm physically in that classroom. She has his classroom where she's at. Then there's a camera that projects her onto 2 other classes.
That's insane.
Where they use aids to help.
Yeah, no, that's unacceptable.
And,
that's so totally, utterly insane. But see, that's what I mean. Like, that's not happening in Sweden. That's not happening in Norway.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
but
Sweden,
it's happening here.
They
and
did
in
that.
Vegas, that's the other parts that piss you off too. Because we get the federal, but we also have state funds. This place generates over $1 billion a month.
Yeah.
And you can't help the kids here?
Yeah. Well, they built stadiums with that money,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly. I think our expenditure priorities are completely out of whack, and all of that serves the interests of corporations and the wealthy rather than like regular old citizens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's a big part of what Bernie talks about, I think, is basically like getting back to some kind of common sense, some kind of normalcy in the way that the government works. Because like the U.S. aid funding stuff, when you talk about like, Trans Sesame, what is it,
Yeah,
Sesame Street,
yeah.
or whatever, like all that stuff it's pennies, right? Like it's nothing. As a matter of fact, like the Doge stuff that they were talking about, like Elon was coming out and being like, we were cutting $8 billion here and $10 billion there. Like there was an investigation that was conducted, and they looked into like the actual dollar value of the things they cut. It's not even $1 billion. Like they were saying they were cutting, hundreds of billion. They haven't even cut $1 billion in expenditures. Yeah. And the USAID funding got restored by the Supreme Court anyway. So it's the one area where like I don't even necessarily disagree all that much in terms of foreign aid and in terms of like where the money gets spent. But that's the one thing that the Supreme Court restored already. I'm more scared about the federal government layoffs because like there's a lot of people who are underemployed in this country. There's a lot of people who don't make enough money. There's a lot of people that don't have any benefits package because they're not like regular W-2 wage laborers with any protection whatsoever. And on top of that, you got the one like bastion, the last bastion of like middle class jobs in the federal government, and you're cutting that by the tens of thousands for no discernible reason. I'm like, things are going to start breaking,
Well, the interesting thing is with the first round of them was just saying you had to come back into the office, and they lost like 75 million of them, or some amazing amount, just by saying you have to come back to the office and work.
No, they they wanted to change the remote work structure back to like office, back to office work.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care about, to be honest. Like, I don't really care if people work from home. I mean, I get to work from home.
Depending on what it is, in my opinion, when it comes to work from home and stuff, I think you get more done in an office setting than you do sitting at home. But it also depends on what the career is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're just adding up numbers in a column, it doesn't matter where you do it at.
Yeah, I think it's mostly jobs like that. I don't think the federal government is like letting people that need to go and like check the factory floor or whatever to make sure that everything's up to par, work from home and be like, all right, I made it up. I'm doing regulation from my house.
But then you get the guys who are sitting there, you know, they have their government job, but they're also working a second job because they're only doing a little bit of work on the government stuff. That doesn't make me happy. Hell, I lost my career when Biden took over.
Wait, what did you do?
I used to work in the oil and gas industry.
Oh, you work in the oil and gas? Wait, so in Vegas or
in Pennsylvania?
Moved down? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You worked in fracking?
Not kind of. Well, we dealt with explosives on our end of it. We were the ones who put the holes in the casing in the earth. And then they would, if it's something that needs to be fracked, they would frack through our holes. If not, it's just where the conventional oil and gas comes through.
So you're originally from Pennsylvania?
No, I'm originally from Southern California, but for 22 years I worked in the oil and gas industry.
Yeah, and then you moved to Pennsylvania for that.
I lost my whole career, my whole life due to that. I lost all my pension, all of that over losing my job back when he took over.
So what happened? Like the company did layoffs because they were worried?
Most of ours was all federal work. 70% of what our company did was on federal lands. And once Biden took over, he didn't sign any federal land leases till like the last 3 months of his presidency. So when you make, I made a good wage and got taken care of. And
it's funny because you drive a Tesla.
Actually, I have to rent. I work 105 hours a week now, and I rent this. This is the only way I can survive.
Yeah.
Hey, I work 7/15s.
So wait, why'd you rent a Tesla?
Because there's no maintenance on them.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Tires and windshield wiper fluid.
Yeah.
I started off with my Nissan Murano, but I put 114,000 miles and 11 months on it. And then you're talking about, within that, you're talking oil changes about every 10 to 12 days. You're talking transmission services and all that. Every time you do that, like the oil change is 2 hours for me.
Yeah.
By the time I go drive there, get it done, get back. But that's 2 hours I lose working.
Yeah.
So this, I have none.
Yeah, no, for sure.
About every 60,000 miles, I'll get new tires.
Plus is a rent. You said you rent is, so I guess like worst case, the only downside from what I understand is that like if something goes wrong in a Tesla, it just like kind of bricks the car, so you have to just like send it in and you have to wait a long period of time to get it back. But since you're renting it, you just like rent another. I assume.
Well, if something happened, I would just get a new car.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's one of the nice things. I've never had that. I've never had that happen yet. I've had to switch in cars. Like I got almost 161,000 miles on this now. I'll drive the crap out of this thing till it's done.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a EV2 for my daily driving. It's pretty easy. I'm not like a big car guy though, so that's why I don't really care.
Well, I think these are great for daily drivers. I'm not a big fan if you like want to do like road trips and stuff in them.
Yeah, you can't.
It's a big headache. I've done a couple little guys, like 7-8 hour drives. It just adds so much to the drive.
Yeah, you got to like sit there, wait, have it charge.
But if you're just going to drive around your city or a few hours from your city, you can't beat them.
Yeah. This is a lot. You do a lot of driving though, because in the Uber you're driving a lot. Is charging is not an issue in Vegas? There's a lot of fast chargers, right? Superchargers or whatever.
Yeah, superchargers. It's still a kind of a pain, but I've got it used to. Like, I will stop at lunchtime and go charge, and I'll go get lunch.
Yeah.
So I kind of combine my time together with that.
How long is the how long is the supercharging? How long does that take?
Typically about 40 minutes is an average. Now in the summer it gets a lot longer, and I have to charge more often. When we
Because you got the AC on.
No, not just the AC. It's them the car's trying to keep the battery at a temperature. And so I'm fighting that. It's trying to keep it at a certain temperature. And, I mean, we get to 120 degrees here.
True.
And that battery is just the AC for that. It puts all the power to that first. It's trying to save the battery.
Yeah.
And then whatever they got left is out here. There's sometimes you'll be on AC, but this is lukewarm at best.
Yeah. And I feel like the more usage you have on the battery, the more the battery life is worse, right? Like,
yeah, it does go down, but like I said, I got 160,000 on here. This thing, full battery originally was about 290 miles is what it said. And right now, even at full charge, it says it's like 250.
That's pretty good.
260.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't ever pay attention to miles. My percentages are more important to me.
Have you ever seen the crazy stuff that they're doing in China? They got they got cars now. They just like roll up, and then there's a platform that like raises the car a little bit, and the battery swaps it in a second.
Well, yeah. Well, they've been talking about doing that here.
Yeah.
That would be kind of cool. Something you can pull out and redo.
Yeah. I think it's just like it's probably too costly for us, so we can't do it.
They just got to figure out what they got to do is they got to find some kind of they got to get their transfer rates down. They got to find a way to make it get into the battery quicker. That's one of the biggest problems with these is just the time it takes.
Yeah, you would probably have to redo all the cars too. That's like, I suspected that would be too costly. We don't do that.
Hey, there's places in Germany now that are making putting rechargers on the roads so they can recharge batteries when you drive over certain.
I've heard that too. Yeah, I think it was in the Netherlands that tried to do that, but I don't know how that works, to be honest. I don't know how well that would work.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't understand
how would that affect other vehicles on it.
Yeah, it's like I don't even understand how the iPhone charges when you put the MagSafe thing, like you put it on top of a thing and it charges the battery. I don't know how that works either. It's magic.
So, where are you guys coming from?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
How long have you known about this rally? How long ago was it announced? Is it months ago? I mean, is it?
I don't know. No. It wasn't months ago. No, it's recent. Bernie decided, he's taking it to the road like maybe a month ago, and he's been going all around the country to different places. Like, he's in Nevada today for a couple hours, and then Arizona. Flying out to Arizona. He's doing one in Tucson. Tomorrow he's doing one in Denver. So he's going all around. He first did the East Coast. Now he's doing the West Coast, up and down the West Coast. Trying to get people to be a little bit more agitated about all the things that are going on. Trump did it too. So
yeah. Well, Trump, the Republicans talk to everybody, mainly the podcasts.
Yeah.
The thing is,
you're a big podcast fan?
Oh, I'm a big podcast fan. Yeah.
Who do you watch?
Oh shit, a lot. I like Rogan and
Theo Vaughn.
Huh? I have. Yeah. I like him. Yeah.
I was on Theo Vaughn. Maybe you saw it.
Oh, were you? Right on.
Yeah, I was after Candace Owens.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
sandwich between Candace Owens and what's the guy from
Righteous
Gemstones? Yeah, he's a cool dude.
No, but see, like, even Rogan offered Kamala and Biden to come on there.
Yeah.
But they just wouldn't do it.
What was it? I forget what it was, but like, I think she should have done it. Yeah, it was a big mistake not to.
Well, that's the thing. Well, but the problem is with her, she was all scripted. That's the problem. She can't sit there and talk by herself for 3 hours. She's really good if she's got a script in front of her. But
I don't even think she's really good when she's got a script in front of her.
She was better with a script in front of her.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a crisis of how disingenuous a lot of Democrats seem on camera, for sure. I think overall, though, I mean, it's also policies. Like they don't have any discernible policies, so then they can be humiliated by the Republicans so regularly. They'll say like, "Oh, you care about." Here, I'll give you an example. Like the ads about offering bottom surgery to transgender undocumented migrants, right? Like that was like a big thing. You know, you laugh, but like that was happening under the Trump administration too. It's just like such a minor part that no one ever even focuses on. It's like a normal part of the process, except when Kamala didn't have any like discernible policies you could point to, then that's the only thing the Republicans point to. Then people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's all she cares about. That's all she stands for.
Well, the whole thing about, I think the Democrats really lost it when two things. They went after the kids, and they couldn't even tell people what a woman was. I
mean, that kind of stuff is, I think that kind of stuff is just distraction. It's distraction by the Republicans, really, like, where they're like, they constantly talk about that stuff. But is that putting food on your table? Is that putting money in your pocket?
Well,
no.
How would you feel if your kid goes to school and he leaves and comes back as a girl and you had no control over it?
I don't think that's how it works.
Well, no, they would actually talk to the children about what they thought, you know, and they could actually get you know.
It's not exactly how that works. It's just like it's like the gay stuff in the 90s, right? Like when there was an initiative to be more open-minded towards gay people, schools would also be more open-minded towards gay people to make sure that there wasn't like bullying or, you know, because there's like a big teenage suicide crisis happening in America too, like in order to avoid that sort of stuff. But they're not like transing the children, you know what I mean? You don't like turn trans. It's the same as being gay.
If you want to, I don't care what you do behind your door. I really don't. If you want to be whatever, do it. I really don't care. As long as you're not hurting anybody else.
Exactly.
Or some, you know, I don't care. It says.
But here, I'll tell you this much, right? There's what do you think the number of, like, Trump did this thing with trans athletes, right? I think this is it.
Yeah, this is where it's taken.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know
where the amphitheater is?
I have no.
All right, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, last thing I was gonna say is Trump did this whole thing with trans athletes. You know the number of trans athletes?
I don't.
Yeah, it's 49. So
I just remember seeing like what's her name get beat by a male on the thing, and I see the boxer get punched, and it's like.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's just like it's a distraction. Yeah. It's just like it's the Republican method of being like, we're not going to do shit that actually puts more money in your pocket. So just focus on this.
Gotcha.
All right, have a good one, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, guys, have a good day.
You too.